Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
Charles Lewis, your internet marketing specialist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our podcast. This
Yes.
is podcast number 222. That's 3 twos, 2 cubed is not the right answer. As always, we have a tip for our podcast, and that tip is test ads and landing pages frequently to ensure the best chances for conversions.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you are always taking advantage of the opportunity to test. If you're testing ads and you're testing landing pages frequently meaning all the time, right? Because if one page is working, great, test it against another page. And if that page works better, guess what? Switch, right? And then rinse and repeat. Maybe change your ad, change the verbiage, change the style of your landing pages, move your form higher, move it to the left, move it to the right, those sort of deals. Change the verbiage in your call to actions. And those sorts of changes, when testing over and over again, you constantly make your campaign perform better. We call it pruning, like to prune it and trim it, just like plants. The more you till the ground, the more you prune the leaves, the better they grow and the bigger they get. And so you have to do that with your campaigns as well.
I was actually watching a Discovery special about pistachios, and they actually trim the trees way back so that they end up being thicker and stronger so they can actually support the load of the traffic that is coming your direction. I mean, of the pistachios. All right, please remember, we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatches, where our mantra is,
don't be a douche.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
If you could, right now, can you or will you please do tweet?
Yeah, tweet us.
What you should tweet is?
Tweet us at eWebStyle. This is hashtag SEO Podcast 222. Like I said, tag us at eWebStyle at Best SEO Podcast. That way we can follow you back, link up, and do all of our social stuff.
All that good stuff. If you were so inclined, we would appreciate you doing us a favor, and you can do that favor 3 separate ways. The first way to do that favor has 3 simple steps. Go onto iTunes, create an account, write a review. We'll appreciate that. If you choose to, you can send us an email, podcast at
e-webstyle.com,
and we'll give you a punch in the face. Next, you could go on to our G Plus account and write a review there. The easiest way to get to our G Plus account is go to e-webstyle.com
G plus,
or you can go to
/G plus
or
/Google plus
or
Google plus.
All of those will take you to our G Plus local page where you can write a review. Please write a review. We love reviews. And the other final thing that you could do is go to our Facebook page. There's actually currently 2 places. There will only be one right there on that first wall when you get to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/eWebstyle. Right there, you'll see in the right column, about 2 sections down, there's a place to write a reviews. If you gave us 5 stars, we would really appreciate it. Again, we would give you a
punch in the face.
A punch in
and
the
that's
face.
a good thing.
2, 3 more. Do we have any algo?
No algo cat right
We do not have any algo cataclysm this time. There are 2 more notes. We do have a referral program. If you have an SEO client, they come to us, they pay their bill, we pay you. And
pretty simple.
Finally, free website analysis. If you've submitted for a free website analysis, it might have gotten lost. So hit us up again. Just send us an email, podcast at
e-webstyle.com.
Let us know that you submitted it. Give us the domain name that you submitted it for, and we'll get back to you. We've been getting some feedback that we've lost a few, so we want to make sure that we get those done. And if you want a free website analysis, all you need to do is go to our website, e-webstyle.com, and choose any random page, including the homepage that you just landed on, and you will find a free website analysis form. On homepage, it's kind of on the new homepage. It will be kind of hidden.
Well, it's not really hidden. It'll be different from.
You just won't see the form until you click on, get a free website analysis. So that was cool.
New site's coming soon, by the way. I know we've been talking about it for a while. We got a lot of content, a lot of posts. This is podcast 222, right? Yeah. And all that has to get moved over and categorized, and so it's been a daunting task, but it's coming soon.
We are almost there. All right, let's do some reviews first. I'm going to do 1 review, then we're going to do some news, and then we'll come back to reviews. First review has a title of Funny and Informative. 5 stars! This is from Arbel Martin from the United States. All right, guys, I'm finally writing a review.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
At first, I was a little taken aback by the jibber jabber that goes on before the meat part of the podcast. But after listening to a couple of other boring podcasts, I realized that this is truly the best and most entertaining one. Thanks, guys, for keeping my drive to work informative and hilarious. Punch in the face.
Now, you can't say jibber jabber unless you say it in the Mr. T voice.
Oh, yeah.
All that jibber jabber.
All that jibber jabber. Yeah. So, and Finn ends it with, thanks, guys. Keep it fun. That we can promise.
Appreciate it.
We may lose informative. Probably not. If we're going to lose fun or informative, I promise you it'll be informative first. I don't know if we have our priorities straight, and I don't even care. I'd much rather have fun than be informative. Unfortunately, we can't be fun without being informative.
Yeah, we have that informative, fun jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber. Nature. Nature nature. That doesn't work. Google.
What?
So I was trying to do it with an N, and it just didn't work, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not working.
Yeah.
All right. So in the news, we got Google sells Motorola to Lenovo.
Yeah, I saw that, the handheld portion.
Yeah. So first off, they sold it for 75% less than
what they
bought
paid
it
for.
So that's
It's
whatever.
called stopping the bleeding.
Yeah. And so there was some debate. I actually saw two separate articles. One article said that Apple was going to be the biggest loser out of that, and another article said HTC. So I thought that was
The
pretty
biggest loser
out of this the fact that that Lenovo's taken over the handset Motorola division.
Yeah, I don't see how either one of them lose.
Well, so their point and it makes sense, business analysts are business analysts. It makes sense. HTC is really still kind of up and coming. It doesn't compare to Samsung. It can't do the volume Samsung. It doesn't have the number of handsets that Samsung does regularly. So they're kind of up and coming. And the fact Lenovo has the hardware machine, right?
But not for mobile.
So they know the logistics of creating hardware.
Yeah,
right, as a company. So they're in a much better place to outperform HTC than anybody else. Remember when Lenovo bought
from that
IBM,
perspective, I could see that.
right? It could
kinda,
be.
yeah.
It's kind of like the big behemoth on the block who wasn't boxing; he was kickboxing, and he may not have the boxing skills because he was more of a kicker, and now he's entered the boxing ring.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I'm puny.
Yeah.
You may have a shot for like round 1 or 2.
You better hit him with your best shot. Yeah. I could see that. I just know that from a mobile perspective, kind of like Windows phones, right? I'm like, you make your computers don't always function right. So I don't know if I want a phone.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Lenovo. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Well,
I would rather get HTC.
They're stuck with the operating system, right? So
it's Android though.
Well, no, I mean Lenovo's lack of performance is Windows based.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so the OS kind of I can dig it.
Yeah, put Linux on Lenovo, and you don't have to reboot it.
Yeah, or put iOS or something like that on there.
If you could make that
Mountain
happen.
Lion or whatever.
Rawr. That was not the Google
Pirate.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Galaxy S5 was introduced. I don't know about you. I know you.
Yeah,
have
my
the
S3 is cool.
I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe a little more speed never hurts, but
I'm
happy. Apple is going to use an Arizona-based sapphire crystal plant. I thought that was pretty cool. We had a debate a while back. They told us that I think it was on Jon Stewart that they talked about how much it would cost if you actually brought the production of the iPhones over here. How much more would it cost? And you think people are jumping out of the plants and they're working
like $10 more or something crazy.
It's like $5 or $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? If I had a U.S. option, I'd pay that $5 or $10. I'd even give you some markup, 30% markup. I'll give you $13 extra just so you make it here in the U.S. So I'm glad that they're using some plants here.
Yeah, I mean, and then according to the, State of the Union the other day, there should be a huge tax break for them for doing that. And so, kudos.
Bring them in. I saw this title of the article. It was A Skype Exorcism. And I was kind of drawn to it because I'm like, man, Skype's not that bad. I actually like why would you, first off, why would you want to get rid of it? Because in my mind, I'm thinking computer, you're deleting
literally,
it,
that
and
the
it's
Skype.
stuck
Let me
in
tell you
your
what.
computer.
I thought you
and
meant
it's
like
well, that's
God
what it turns
perform.
out.
Okay.
It turns out that's what it is. It is not the exorcism of Skype from your computer. It's actually a dude doing exorcisms
Through Skype.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. And all right, now I have a little bit
So
of
does the computer start spinning around by itself? Or like, how does that happen?
and puking
Yeah, technology.
soup. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Just white noise, perhaps.
I compel you. Reboot. I compel you. All right, so here's a little riddle. What do you get
What happens if you lose power?
in the middle? Like, so I got rid of half the demon. So my right side, I walk with a limp because my exorcism Skype session got cut off halfway. So here's a riddle. What do you get when you have an unholy amalgamation of America's favorite lunchtime treat and live snidarians?
An unholy what was the second word? Amalgamation
Of America's favorite lunchtime treat
treat.
and live snidarians.
Okay, let me analyze that. America's favorite lunchtime treat, it has to be either burgers or pizza.
Peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah, we'll go with peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unholy, I'm
So a snidarian is a jellyfish.
okay.
So it's a peanut butter and jellyfish. Some researchers actually fed peanut butter to jellyfish, and they said, they were funny. They were like, "I wish we could say this was for like really purposeful
Useful, yeah.
reasons. We just wanted to make a peanut butter and jellyfish." Apparently, the jellyfish turn a little darker than normal when
Yeah, they got
they eat
peanut butter
only
in it.
peanut butter, and they're see-through. All right, back to our reviews.
So, what is it called? Snidarian?
Yeah, it's a weird CNID, Snidarian.
Oh,
Snidarian. I think I'm gonna forget that.
yeah.
So here from Stephanie
Go
Hill.
on.
This is actually somebody we know here in town. I gave her a lot of big help, and
Thank you.
Nidarian. Nidarian. Okay, so the C Knidarian. Is
Yeah,
that-
he actually knows it.
So he actually put K in and then I and Darian. My question is K in like the K in no?
Yeah,
So then why put the K? That's just confusing.
yeah. Like Cat Williams said, it's called a knife.
And connive. Yeah. Conniving. All
Yeah.
right. This is from Stephanie Hill. She's here in town. I was helping her. I was like, hey, I just helped you out. Why don't you write us a review? She did. eWebstyle is a great partner to have. They go out of their way to help you out and are friendly in doing so.
That's what's up.
Thank
Appreciate you, Stephanie.
Punch in the face to Stephanie. Here's another one from James Bennett. Love the podcast. I like to listen at the gym or mowing the lawn. I'm just getting started with SEO and find the information useful. I have also learned many non-SEO related web stuff that happens on either side of the meat and the potatoes.
Cool. That's what's up. Punch in the face to you. Especially if you're just starting out. Hit us back. Podcast at e-webstyle.com. Let us know what you're working on. We'd
And
have to check it out.
Finally, we got Chris Churchill, and it only says Puka Podcast. P-U-K-K-A, which I
I have no
is some
clue what
sort
that
of,
means.
I think, Russian phrase or something. I tried to look it up, and I came up with brilliantly humorous and informative.
I'll take it. Punch in the face because we created our own definition.
Yeah, we can record that. All right, that is the potatoes of our podcast. Time to get into the. You know what? Before we get into the meat, remember there's lots of ways that you can follow us and haunt us and stalk us. You just start off with facebook.com/
E-Webstyle.
twitter.com/
E-Webstyle.
youtube.com/
E-Webstyle.
and you can email us podcast at.
E-Webstyle.com.
Did I forget one?
Yeah, IG, Instagram. It's at E-Webstyle as well.
That's right, Instagram.
Yeah, we've been heavy on that, man.
Yeah, Nick is killing it on that. I'll tell you what. I was liking photos and sharing them earlier today. All right, guys, let's get in the meat of our podcast.
So I want to give a big punch in the face to Ken Lyons. Ken Lyons put out an article on Search Engine Watch called 8 Deciding Factors That Influence SEO Keyword Prioritization. And so it's basically 8 factors that influence your decision making when choosing your keywords for SEO.
You know what? I think he needs to read an article that I saw, 3 ways to shorten your title.
Yeah. But when I began reading the article, I thought that some of his factors will actually work for pay-per-click keyword prioritization as well. And so we'll kind of go through both of those. So the first one he says is search demand. And I think search demand is key, right? You need to, assess the level of demand or interest for the keyword, right? Meaning how many people are looking for it. And not just how many people are looking for it, but what are the people who are searching those particular phrases? What are they doing? One of the questions he asks is if the traffic generated from high demand keywords, is it qualified? Or here's a good question, whether this traffic will help you achieve your client's goals. And so I think those are great questions to ask when you're doing keyword research for an SEO perspective or from a PPC perspective. Both have, different avenues, right? An SEO key phrase would it's going to take a lot of time to eventually get content and get that page ranked for that phrase. And so you don't want to be optimizing for a phrase that may not necessarily drive people to achieve the goals you want them to have. And from a paid perspective, you just don't want to be paying for the wrong key phrases if they're not converting right. So think about that. The people who search those phrases, is that type of traffic going to help them achieve your goals, whatever your goal is?
And I think you got to be really careful because you may have a goal and you need to be aware of the visitor expectation.
Exactly.
They did this search. They arrived at your website because they clicked through your ad or your SERP result. And now what are they expecting? You can't, sell kitty litter pictures, not kitty litter, but litter of kitten pictures, and then try and sell them dogs.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right? It's not going to work. So you may have a goal in mind. Make sure that you're thinking about what the actual visitors are going to be expecting when they arrive.
Which kind of goes into this next section. The next one is user intent, right? So what is the user intent behind a search query for a particular keyword? Or better yet, where would someone searching for this keyword fit into your marketing funnel? That's a great question. So like, for example, we were meeting with a client earlier today who sells insurance, right? Life insurance and commercial liability insurance and auto insurance and homeowners insurance and things like that.
Tough market.
Great, tough market, highly competitive
from
a PPC perspective. Click cost, for life for auto insurance at $80, right?
Yeah.
And then from an SEO perspective is 1.8 million results, and so competitive in both markets. And so you have to really be specific in your keyword research. For example, would you bid for just life insurance, or would you try to optimize for just life insurance? You could. You waste a lot of time. You spend a lot of time doing it. From a paid perspective, you probably spend a lot of money and get people who are just doing some sort of research and things of that nature. And so instead, maybe you come up with something a little bit longer tail, maybe term life insurance quote. Right? What's the intent for somebody searching for something like that? Somebody searching life insurance is clearly just researching, probably gathering information. Somebody searching for term life insurance quote knows the type of life insurance they want and they need a quote. Yeah. And so where do they fit in your funnel? If your funnel involves them filling out a quote form first, then that's really a keyword you want to go for. If your funnel involves them feeding them a whole bunch of information first and then maybe going down a path of getting on a newsletter, then submitting something and then following up, then life insurance could work better for you. Just really depends on what your target is. I like the next question in regards to the intent. Will they take the step to sign up for whatever your action is? Like if your action is to get a quote, will the keyword you chose lead them to do that? I mean, that's we talked about A and B testing when we first started. That A and B testing helps you determine that. Yeah. The next one is on the keyword competition. How hard will it be to rank for this keyword? This is, if we're talking SEO, right? Because we're talking ranking. If you're a new site, probably extremely hard. I think you have to go in and compare it to things like your competitor's domain name, how well they rank, how big their brand is, how long they've been there. And that'll give you a clear indication of how hard it is going to be for you to rank for that certain key phrase. Yep. And if indeed it's too difficult or it's a steep uphill climb, then you may want to really invest in some other things. Well, spend your time and resources in other places. right? Spin out maybe some set of long tail phrases, maybe target some areas that aren't as populated, and things like that. Because no need to fight the big bad wolf if you don't have to. So
Arr.
pirate,
Wolf pirate.
wolf pirate.
Maybe the wolf should be.
Oh, blowing the house
Yeah.
down. So the next one, number 4, is the budget. And a lot of times when you hear budget and you're talking keywords, people automatically think PPC, which you should because it's paid. But I like to consider budget for SEO purposes as well. So what is your budget, right? With the life insurance example, or insurance period for that matter, you're competing against Geico, Progressive, and big budgets out there, State Farm, Allstate. And so if you don't have a budget to compete, then that should really dictate what your keyword choices is going to be. From an SEO perspective, it may not be budget per se as in a hard fixed cost for a keyword. It could be budget in regards to resources used. How much social activity is going to be necessary? How much content do you have to write? How many internal hands is going to have to come to the plow in order to make this site eventually rank for that? That also requires budget. Those people have to be paid. And so you have to really determine what your budget is and can you afford to target whatever keyword you're coming up with.
Right.
The next one is the time frame, right? How fast do you need to rank for these terms? If you have the time to wait, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, then great, because it'll likely take that long if you're doing SEO. If you're looking for some immediate satisfaction, some immediate goals, a faster return on your investment, and you have the budget, then it's clear that PPC would be the way you go with that, especially for whatever phrases you're choosing. You just have to make sure that you follow the first few steps. Make sure that at the end of the day, you're still bidding on the right phrases, that you've chosen the right key phrases to bid on, so that way you can get your goals accomplished. Which is the next one here. He put client goals. I changed it to your goals. Because most of you guys who watch us or listen to us right now, you are normally doing it your own, right? And you necessarily have clients. Some of you guys do. But, you have to figure out what your goals are. Are you focused on just ranking for a certain level of pages, just to rank for those words? Are you interested in branding, right? You want to rank for more vague phrases because you just really want your name to be seen? Or are you trying to focus on a specific niche, right? A niche that converts better. Figure out what your goals are first and then make sure that the keywords you choose are in line with those goals.
I told a prospective client once, I said, look, if you're really interested in building a specific brand and that's what you're doing and you're going to sell it in 5 years, I actually know a company that will probably be a better fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in generating revenue right now, you should be working with us. So what your actual goal is will govern, the effort, where
the
you
strategy
spend your effort.
do. Yeah. Exactly. Profitability is the next one here. Chris asked, we get clients in all the time, and clients will come in and they say, man, I want to rank for this term and I need to do this. And Chris is great at scaling back and saying what makes you the most money, right? What makes you profitable? Frankly, what's going to help you pay us, right?
Yeah.
and that's a key question, because what you don't want to do is spend a lot of time on keywords and PPC campaigns and SEO strategies to rank for words that just have a low revenue generation, where they bring in a lot of traffic, but they don't bring in dollars. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to get paid. It's all about revenue. You want to rank for terms that increase your bottom line.
Yeah.
And the last one was scalability, right? So how quick can you scale this if it works, right? Going back to the life insurance example, right? Let's say you are ranking for, term life insurance quote. Okay, then that's a great word you can scale. Because there's different types of term life insurance. There's different agencies that offer it. They all come in different amounts and different percentages and things like that. And from an SEO perspective, since they're all related to the phrase term life insurance, you can optimize that page for several of those phrases. And that one page will likely rank for most of those phrases. From a PPC perspective, you can put all of those types of phrases in the same ad group. use the same ad text because they're all related, and even land them on the same page because that page is set for that particular word.
Yep.
And so, but that's being scalable. What you can't do is optimize for term life insurance and then on that same page start talking about whole life insurance.
Yeah.
You could, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend a whole separate
You would need
page.
to do it the right way, and
Yeah.
definitely A and B test that, right? 'Cause
Definitely.
if you're trying to switch them from whole to term or whatever, you can accomplish that. You can try and accomplish that. You just need to be very careful about how you're doing it.
Definitely. And from a pay perspective, it's easier. Well, I'm going to say easier because it's easier to put them all in one. But it's better to, set up a whole new campaign
Yep.
focused on whole. And then do it that way. Land them on a whole different page. Create a whole different ad. Use a whole new set of key phrases. So that way, the people who land there, like we said on the previous page, have a higher chance of accomplishing the goal that you want them to do, which is fill out a quote or download some ebook or subscribe to your newsletter or request you to call them or whatever your action is. Make sure your keyword dictates that. And so these were shout out to Ken Lyons. Good article about
Shout out.
punch in the
What is
face.
that?
I know,
Kick in the
kicking the
shins.
shin, punch in the face to Ken, man. Great factors in regards to doing some keyword research.
Cool. Excellent stuff. All right. Do you have any blank stare?
I want to give I got a moment of silence. Yeah, that moment of silence goes to link building. Hey, link building's out of there, dude.
Over.
Man, like if you guest blogging right now for the purpose of generating links, Matt Cutt said no, don't do it. Like if you're submitting articles and all these links to get links, yeah, shame on you. Don't do that. Right? If link building is still in your strategy, which it should be, right? I'm not saying don't do it, but you have to be extremely strategic in how you do it. Long gone are those link building days full of keyword-rich anchor
Yep.
text. Like you better not go out and generate a whole bunch of links using using anchor text life insurance. You will never rank for that.
Right.
Panda killed that. Penguin killed that.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a lot of guest blogging and article submissions, Hummingbird killed that. And so you really have to be strategic in how you link build. I would suggest all incoming links be company name branded. Right? It's funny how the cycle turns because
Right.
they started off like that.
Yeah.
I would go back to that, or even maybe highlighting certain sentences and link that whole entire sentence rather than the key phrase.
Yeah.
Right? That sort of deal. And it's really about communication, making sure that the blog post you are putting out, the content you are publishing is easy to read, that is user friendly, and that it has high value. Because then it'll generate natural links that you won't have to go and build, and those have way more value.
Yep.
So-
Absolutely. Excellent. Well, this has been podcast number 222, the most popular internet marketing and SEO podcast on the
iTunes.
known universe. That is
Yep.
because of all y'all. Thank you guys for
You.
tuning in. If you
You.
could, please do one of the 3 favors we mentioned at the beginning of the show. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on G+, or plus us on, add us to a circle on G+, and
Outlet.
and Instagram. Like, make
Yeah.
sure you check out our Instagram and like those. And we really appreciate you guys listening, checking in with us. Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.